Welcome to the channel. Please subscribe if you like stories about the ancient world. When we think of ancient treasures, our minds jump to gold, jewels, and grand statues. But what if the most profound treasures are not made of precious metals, but of stone, bone, and reed? The true genius of a civilization is not measured by its wealth, but by its tools. These are the objects that touch their hands, that shaped their world, that fed their families, and ultimately, that made their immortality possible. Today, we are opening the ultimate toolbox of the Atacama Desert. We are examining the ingenious, elegant, and devastatingly effective technology of the Chinchorro people. Technology so perfect for its environment, it allowed them to thrive for millennia. The foundation of Chinchorro technology was stone. But this was not random rock bashing. This was a sophisticated lithic industry, a refined craft passed down through generations. They were masters of their material. The art of the blade. Using a technique known as pressure flaking, they shaped hard stones like basalt, andesite, and even obsidian into razor-sharp tools. Their toolkit was diverse and specialized. Scrapers. These were their most vital tools for mummification. Imagine a skilled artisan using a finely edged stone scraper to meticulously separate the skin from the underlying tissue of a loved one, with an astonishing degree of precision and care, without tearing the delicate hide. This was not butchery. It was surgery with stone. Knives and points. Larger, bifacial points likely served as knives for butchering sea lions and large fish, and for cutting reeds and other plant materials. The edges were often serrated, creating a saw-like effect perfect for cutting through tough muscle and sinew. Every stone tool we find is a fossilized thought, a moment of problem-solving, frozen in time. They understood fracture mechanics, ergonomics, and material science on an intuitive level that allowed them to turn the very bones of the earth into extensions of their own will. If stone was the foundation, the maritime toolkit was the engine of their survival. To conquer the rich Humboldt Current, the Chinchorro developed an arsenal of specialized fishing technology that rivals the efficiency of many modern methods. The ingenious fish hook. Forget simple metal hooks. The Chinchorro crafted their hooks from a variety of materials, each with its own purpose. They used shells, carefully ground into crescent shapes. They used bird bones. They even used cactus spines, nature's ready-made barbs. These hooks were designed for specific fish and specific fishing techniques, proving a deep ecological knowledge. The revolutionary harpoon. This was their weapon for taking down giants. The Chinchorro harpoon was a complex system. It featured a detachable head, masterfully carved from sea lion bone, with barbs to ensure it would lodge deeply. This head was attached to a long, strong line, likely made of sea lion sinew or twisted plant fibers. When a sea lion was struck, the shaft would detach, and the hunter could play the massive animal from his boat, like a prehistoric angler fighting a marlin. This was a technological leap that allowed them to access the ocean's largest resources. Nets and weights. For mass harvesting small fish like anchovies, they wove nets from tough plant fibers. They used grooved stones as weights to sink these nets to the correct depth. This communal fishing technique could feed the entire group with a single, coordinated effort, creating the caloric surplus that fueled their culture. The most perishable part of their technology is also the most intimate. Objects made from plants and animal parts. While stone and bone survive, their organic technology mostly vanished, leaving only tantalizing traces. But from these traces, we can reconstruct a world of sophisticated, soft technology. The weaver's art, baskets and mats. Using reeds like totora, they wove sturdy baskets for gathering shellfish, carrying goods, and storing food. They created mats that served as floors for their semi-subterranean homes, insulation against the cold desert ground, and possibly even as shrouds or surfaces for preparing the dead. The patterns and weaves were complex, demonstrating a knowledge of tension, structure, and design. The strength of cordage. Rope and string were the glue that held their world together. They made cords from sinews, from the spun fibers of plants, and from animal hide. This cordage tied harpoon points to lines, secured huts against the wind, bound the frames of their rafts, and was used to stitch skin back onto mummies. The strength and durability of their cordage were literally a matter of life and death. This invisible technology is a testament to their comprehensive understanding of every resource in their environment. Nothing was wasted. Everything, from a sea lion's tendon to a desert reed, had a purpose and was transformed through skill and knowledge into a tool for life. So when we look at these simple objects, a stone flake, a shell hook, a fragment of cord, we must see them for what they truly are, the ultimate expression of Chinchorro genius. These were not crude implements. They were the product of millennia of accumulated wisdom, of precise observation, and of flawless execution. Their tools provided the food that sustained them, the materials that sheltered them, and the very instruments that allowed them to embark on their most profound journey, the preservation of their dead. The stone knife that butchered a sea lion was the same tool that prepared a body for eternity. The cord that tied a harpoon was the same thread that sutured a soul into its new, eternal form. In the end, the Chinchorro teach us that technology is not about complexity. It's about appropriateness. It's about creating a perfect, sustainable fit between human needs and the natural world. Their legacy is not just the mummies they left behind, but the timeless principle that with the right tools, skill, and wisdom, humanity can find abundance and meaning in the most unexpected places. Which of their tools do you find the most ingenious? The surgical stone scraper or the complex harpoon system? Let us know in the comments below. If you appreciate these deep dives into ancient innovation, help us keep the story going. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell for our next exploration into the past.